ran into Claudia Catania on the street. She's the artistic director and founder of Playing on Air. She introduced herself to me and asked me if I'd like to warm up the crowd. I said, you know, I do public speaking, I go on TV, talk shows every so often. I don't know if I want to do this, though. She said, it's only 5-6 minutes you have to do. I said, fine. I went home. I forgot about it totally. She sent me an email about 2 weeks later and said, how's the opening coming along? I said, shit, I forgot all about it. She said, don't worry, it only has to be between 2 and 3 minutes. So I said, well, this is getting better. But then last night, she emails me, don't forget you're doing the opening. I go, damn, I'm so sorry I said yes to this thing. She said, don't worry, it only has to be 30 seconds. So according to my watch, I'm done.
God, my underwear is drenched. God, I hate Florida.
Yes.
Mr. Halliday.
Who'd like to know?
I would.
And you would be?
From New York.
And you think that narrows it down?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a little disoriented. You see, my parents live in Boca Raton, and I just flew here with my wife and kids because tonight's the first night of Passover.
Oh, and you think that narrows it down? Look.
We hadn't spoken in years. We had a fight, and I got real pissed at him, and he got real pissed at me, and we were both acting like we were going to live forever and had all the time in the world to make it up to each other.
What was the fight about?
We both forgot. But we were both stubborn. My mom tried to intervene, my sisters, my brother. All I know is that I was starting to miss him, and then about a month ago, that article about you was in the New York Post, and I sent it to my dad with a note attached that said, remember? And a few days later, I got a package in the mail, a box. And inside of it was this ball and a note which said, yes, I remember. And I called him, and we stayed on the phone for over 3 hours, and at the end of the conversation, we decided that we would give you this ball together when I came down for Passover. And then around 3 o'clock in the morning, this morning, my mom phoned. He had a heart attack.
Had you two spoken since that 3-hour call?
Every night.
My God. No kidding.
No kidding.
So I did good.
You did real good. Thank you.
So did baseball really play a part in your relationship with your father? How much, if any, of this play is autobiographical?
Well, the baseball and my dad part is incredibly autobiographical. First going to Yankee Stadium, then when the Mets came into existence and played at the Polo Grounds, all of that's true. There were actually 2 incidents in my life that had happened that gave birth to this thought. Our son, my wife Robin and I have a son, and when he was around 12, 13 years old, he showed himself to be a good baseball player, and he was in a clinic. And around that time, I used to collect baseball memorabilia. And I bought a ball from a place here in New York. We lived in LA at the time, an auction house called Leland's. And it was from the 1961 Yankee team. And our son was in a clinic, and the guy who ran the clinic was a former Yankee pitcher named Al Downing. And his signature was on the ball. So I went one day when we went to pick up Adam, I went up to Al Downing. I said, look, you remember signing this ball? And he said, my God. He said, you know, when we played, we used to sit in the clubhouse, and there were baskets of balls, and we'd sign them and just pass them down, and now it's a big business. And he said, may I ask you how much you paid for that ball? And I told him, God, it was like $1,100, and he just shook his head and said, I can't believe I'm at a point in my life now where I can't afford a baseball that has my name on it. So that I sort of wrote down in my head.